Yasu Malagedo.
I'm the man! You got me the ball! I got you! You got the ball! You got me the ball! You got me the ball! What's in it?
Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Gene Hackman.
This morning, new details deepening the mystery in the now week-long investigation into the suspicious deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa. The New Mexico gas company, confirming extensive testing at the couple's home, found no traces of carbon monoxide, only finding a minuscule gas leak in the stove far below a lethal amount.
Okay, are they moving at all?
No, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
The couple was found dead inside the home last Wednesday. The search warrant saying Hackman was in the mudroom, appearing to have suddenly fallen. Arakawa was on the floor of the bathroom. An open orange prescription bottle had pills scattered on the countertop. Investigators say data from Hackman's pacemaker indicates he likely died 9 days before they were found.
An autopsy was performed. Initial findings noted no external trauma to either individual. The manner and cause of death has not been determined.
One of the couple's dogs was also found dead inside a kennel about 10 feet away from Arakawa. 2 other dogs at the home survived. Investigators now clarifying confusion over which dog had died. Initially saying it was one of the couple's German Shepherds, now saying it was a different dog, an Australian Kelpie mix. But the causes of death still undetermined and no signs of any foul play. Authorities are now examining cell phones, medicine, and medical records found at the scene, hoping to recreate a timeline. Full autopsies and the toxicology reports are now underway, but those results could be weeks away. And the sheriff has vowed to release body camera video from the scene, but there were several agencies that responded, and there's a lot of footage to review, so it could take some time.
Whew. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I just woke up the next day, Of course, any Malaka out there, you check your phone, see what's going on in the world, and I see this story, and I don't know, and you never know if it's fake news, whatever. So you look at some other clips and whatever, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is real. So I mean, this is literally a scene out of a movie. I mean, they said they found him in one room, the wife in another room, the dog in the other room, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, clearly, it's going to take some time to figure all this shit out. It's only been, I think, about a week since, they found him, and apparently he was like this for, they said a mummified state or whatever, him and the wife for, I think, a few weeks, they were saying. So who knows what's going on? But all I can tell you is this. Gene Hackman kicked ass, all right? He is a legend. He's done a ton of classic movies. We all know that. Everything, action, comedy, drama. I mean, the guy was a very diverse actor. A legend, of course. I mean, we all know that, But at the same time, he was kind of just like an average Joe type. I mean, he wasn't he was a leading man, but he wasn't no disrespect, and not that I'm a model or anything either, but, he's just a very average looking dude, but, I wasn't bulked up or anything like that, or, knew Kung Fu or whatever, but just, what would happen if, if you gave an average dude a chance, basically, and, the man had balls of steel, ladies and gentlemen, but I plan on proving that in this podcast. So, without further ado, let me just start by saying this too. Thank you for everybody supporting my channel. I rarely say that. I really do appreciate it, and I got a channel on TikTok there because I know I guess I gave into the millennials and Gen Z, but seems to be doing a lot better than my YouTube channel. But again, I do thank my 3 fans for listening. But it's at the Malaka Podcast on TikTok, so check that out as well. But let's begin. And of course, always got to go to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Free is always good, especially when Canada just got hit with the tariffs. Holy shit, a recession, here we come. But, before we officially hit the recession, by the summer, let's talk about Gene Hackman a little bit. So here we go. Eugene Allen Hackman, born January 30th, 1930, and passed away, or as far as we know, it said February 17th. It doesn't even, I mean, that's what they figure the time of death was, but I think it was after, anyways, 2025. Was an American actor in a career that spanned over 4 decades. He received 2 Academy Awards, 2 British Academy Film Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. Hackman's 2 Academy Award wins were for Best Actor for his role as Jimmy Popeye. Yeah, me and the guy from Full House. I guess he can do it better. Doyle in William Friedkin's. I hope I said that right. Yeah, is it Friedkin's? It looks like fried. I don't know. It's always food with me. Action thriller, The French Connection. And for Best Supporting Actor for his role as the villainous sheriff in Clint Eastwood's Western film, Unforgiven. He was also Oscar nominated for 3 other roles, that of Buck Barrow in the crime drama Bonnie and Clyde, which was in 1967. I mean, if you're a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, Jesus. A college professor in the drama I Never Sang for My Father. I think I did that once for him. I don't know. I think he's better at it. And an FBI agent in the historical drama Mississippi Burning. Hackman gained further fame for his portrayal of Lex Luthor in 3 of the Superman films from 1978 to 1987. He also acted in The Poseidon Adventure, Scarecrow, The Conversation, Night Moves, A Bridge Too Far, Under Fire, Hosier's Power, Another Woman, The Firm, The Quick and the Dead, Get Shorty, The Birdcage, Enemy of the State, The Royal Tenenbaums, and Runaway Jury. He also acted in Crimson Tide with Denzel Washington. He mostly retired from acting after his final film role in Welcome to Mooseport. Occasionally providing a narration for television documentaries until 2017. Hackman was found dead alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, at their home on February 26, 2025. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. They went, okay, so they're trying to, so I guess they figured the death was before that, okay, because I did mention the 2 weeks prior before that, so there you go. Yeah, again, I mean, I don't know, every day they're trying to find out more stuff about that, but I mean, it's still a crazy story, but again, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, the guy lived to be 95, and again, I'm almost positive Gene Hackman would have been over 100 for sure. I mean, the guy was a tough son of a bitch. But I heard, as he got older, he retired. He moved to Mexico there, and I heard he took up painting. I even heard a few years ago, like some guy tried to fight him at the airport, and he held his own there. I don't know. Knowing Gene Hackman, he probably beat the shit out of him. I don't give a shit if Gene Hackman is 105. Okay, I'm not messing with that dude. So, that's it. I don't know. For the last few years, they, him and his wife kept to themselves, and that's it. They're just enjoying retirement. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Hackman obviously did a lot in his acting career, but I went on, was it Yahoo.com here, which I'm almost positive Google won that search engine war. Remember back in the day, it was Google, Yahoo, and Ask Jeeves. Remember Ask Jeeves? Exactly. So yeah, here's 20 facts about the Hollywood icon. Gene Hackman's difficult childhood. Gene Hackman was born Eugene Allen Hackman on January 30th, 1930, in San Bernardino, California. His early childhood was marked by frequent moves due to his father's unstable employment. And the family eventually settled in Danville, Illinois. When Gene was still young, he was raised in a working class family, and his parents, I don't know how to say this name, is it Lyda? 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 is it pronounced with I? Sorry. And Eugene Ezra Hackman, divorced when he was 13 years old. The separation had a lasting effect on him, particularly because his father walked out on the family without saying goodbye. Damn. Hackman later recalled watching his father leave and never return, which instilled him a sense of emotional toughness that would inspire many of his performances. There you go. What I say, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he always came across, I mean, the majority, actually, fuck, who am I kidding? Every role I ever saw Hackman, I knew, honestly, I knew I was going to make that mistake eventually. Gene Hackman, Hugh Jack. I did a podcast on Hugh Jackman too. I just knew that was going to happen. But yeah, you can see in every one of his performances, you know, the guy's got balls of steel. Like, you could tell he has that like tough look presence in every role he does. Even when he does like a comedy, he I don't know, he just looks like don't fuck with me. You know, like I'm not in the mood. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, he can get shit done. So there you go. That's you know, it's part of the inspiration right there. In Danville, Hackman attended Danville High School, where he was more interested in sports than academics. He was tall for his age. He was 6'1.5", by the way. I didn't think he was that tall either, but there you go. Sometimes making him seem older than his classmates, a trait that later helped him in Hollywood. However, he struggled in school and found authority figures restrictive, which may have contributed to his decision to leave home at a young age. Despite his rough childhood, Hackman later credited Danville as the place where he first developed a love of storytelling, as he spent time at local theaters watching movies that would inspire him. Yeah, I heard in an interview there, he said, yeah, he doesn't he doesn't act well to authority, and you can see why. I mean, you could see, you know, I mean, look, a father walking on you, not even fucking saying goodbye. I mean, that's that's a piece of shit right there. I mean, you know, and I don't know if they reconciled after and never came back. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out here, but. That's fucking crazy, man. And then I'm assuming at that point, yeah, he basically becomes the man of the house at a very young age. Yeah, so you gotta, you know, definitely build some character early. So there you go. He joined the Marines, and they got a picture of him here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. With this picture, he looks like he could be Pete Davidson's father. At just 16 years old, Hackman was eager to escape his home life and enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps. Despite being underage to do so, he lied about his age, a fact he later admitted with a mix of pride and regret. He was eventually stationed in China, Hawaii, and Japan, serving as a field radio operator during the post-World War II years. His time in the military was formative, exposing him to a broader world beyond the small-town life he had known. Man, that's crazy. So again, you know, the balls are getting bigger. Like, he's going to go into the Marines. Yeah, he's going to toughen up. And, you know, yeah, maybe he didn't know what to do yet. You know, he liked storytelling, acting, whatever. But, hey, at the time, a lot of people, you know, World War II times, man, people were just enlisting. And, you know, that was pretty much the norm at that point. During his nearly 5 years of service, Hackman experienced strict discipline, which clashed with his natural rebelliousness. He frequently butted heads with his authority figures, shocker, a theme that would carry over into many of his on-screen roles. However, he also honed his communication skills, which would later serve him well as an actor. After his military service, Hackman was discharged in 1951 and struggled to find direction, briefly working odd jobs before deciding to pursue higher education. Okay, so, I mean, it doesn't say why he got discharged, probably because Maybe he didn't play well with others. And listen, I often think, what would happen if I joined the army? I don't think I would last 5 fucking minutes. I mean, someone tells me to do push-ups. First of all, I'm going to say two things. One, what are push-ups? And two, go fuck yourself. There you go. So I'm kind of not surprised, but a lot of people, but have to deal with that. What are you gonna do? I think it worked out. His struggles as an actor. After leaving the Marines, Hackman enrolled in the University of Illinois, initially studying journalism and television production. However, he soon lost interest in academics and dropped out. By his mid-20s, he had developed a strong desire to become an actor, though he had no formal training or connections in the industry. Undetermined, he moved to California and enrolled at the Pasadena, that's a cool name. I've heard it before, don't worry. Playhouse, a prestige acting school that trained future stars. Unfortunately, Hackman was far from an overnight success. His instructors were unimpressed with his talent, and he was even voted least likely to succeed. He fucked up on that one. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when Will Ferrell his first year on Saturday Night Live, I think he was voted like the worst newest cast member. What do they know? By his classmates, instead of discouraging him, this only strengthened his resolve. Hackman later said he used the rejection as motivation to prove them wrong. However, his early years were difficult. He worked odd jobs to make ends meet. I always wondered that. Like when you spell ends meet, they spelled it M-E-E-T. But isn't it like ends meet in the sense that you're trying to eat, like you're trying to eat meat? Or I always wonder that. Leave your comments in the section below. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. Whatever. Including as a doorman at the Howard Johnson's restaurant, a furniture mover, and even a soda jerk. What the fuck is a soda jerk? Oh, thanks to Google, a soda jerk is a person who works at a soda fountain, preparing and serving drinks and ice cream. I had a feeling this was going to be a reference from the 50s or some shit, yeah. But it says here the term is an American and was commonly used from the 1920s to the late 1950s. I knew it. I'm picturing that scene in Back to the Future. He goes back 1950. The whole old school parlor there. I don't know. Biff is always being a jerk off. So yeah, I get it. That's cool. Hey Biff, look over there. Actually, a fun random fact about that scene is apparently they say that the original actor that played was his name Stokes there? His hand punching Biff, that's actually his hand. So technically he's still in the movie. Full of useless facts. Through it all, his commitment to acting never wavered. And despite repeated rejections, he continued to audition for roles in television and theater. Again, you keep going. I think it worked out pretty well. Friendship with Dustin Hoffman and Robert Duvall. After struggling in California, Hackman relocated to New York City in the late 1950s to immerse himself in the theater scene. There, he crossed paths with Dustin Hoffman and Robert Duvall, two other actors trying to make a name for themselves. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to come across, other actors, in acting classes. You're either going to hate each other, love each other. That's it. He got a late start in Hollywood. Who doesn't? My God. I mean, sometimes it takes fucking years. Who knows? But one of his breakthrough roles was in... basically his breakthrough role obviously was in Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, that's a kick-ass movie. We all know that. But he was great in that. I mean, he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and there you go. So sometimes it just takes that one moment, that one right role, and, I think things will work out. To be in acting at that time with Warren Beatty. I mean, why not? That's awesome. He was a very versatile performer. Of course he was. Like I said before, guys, he's done everything: comedy, action, drama. It's funny, at one point in an interview, he did say that it's harder to do comedy. He found that more challenging than drama, And a lot of people that do comedy work, it's hard for them to translate through drama. They always see a lot of comedic actors or comedians, they want to eventually do something serious and do drama, and that's harder for them to be taken seriously. And it's a whole, it's back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, all actors want to be singers, all singers want to be actors. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but who knows? And of course, the French Connection. French Connection, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk more about that later on, but an amazing movie. Okay, The Conversation. A lot of people probably have never even heard of this movie. Awesome movie as well. Lex Luthor in Superman, the movie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at the time, again, I'm going to get more into this later, but, comic book movies, nobody gave a shit back then. Yeah, they were taking a huge chance with this. They picked Gene Hackman to play Lex Luthor. Of course. Why not? It's a no-brainer. Hoosiers, another classic. The list goes on here. They're just listing movies. I was going to do this whole thing on IMDb here. And his final film, oh, Jesus. The point is, oh God. The point is, at this point, you can only act for so long. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, there's no point of acting and making a good amount of money, and, you might as well enjoy retirement. So it says here, his retirement from acting. Citing his age and declining health, Hackman chose to retire from acting in 2004. Despite still being offered many roles, in essence, Hollywood wasn't ready for him to retire. But that didn't change his mind. Of course, why not? I mean, if you want to retire, go for it, man. I mean, listen, he's done many classic movies. Again, we're going to get into this in a little bit. But at the same time, how much do you got to prove? You know what I mean? Like, I've always said this, with actors. If you can be in one classic movie, you did it as an actor. You're good. If you can be in 5 movies, you'll be remembered for sure. If you can be in 10, you're a legend. Okay? We're going to prove that theory with Gene Hackman. I don't think I'm going to have to, do that much research. I'm pretty sure he's done more than 10. But the point is, he's a legend. We all know that. It says here, Gene Hackman had serious health concerns. Hackman's decision to retire from acting was not just a personal choice, but also a matter of health and well-being. Over the years, he faced various heart-related issues, including undergoing, oh God, I'm going to fuck this up, and angioplasty. Hey, there you go. Thank you. Always a good excuse to use the bell. I stole that from a job one time. I think I said that already in a podcast. It's not that long of a story. Don't worry about it. The point is, a procedure to open blocked arteries. Concerned about the physical demands of filmmaking, he chose to step away from the industry rather than push his limits. There you go. Perfect. I mean, listen, like I said, 4 decades of acting. Like, what more you got to prove, man? I mean, again, we're going to get into the movies in a bit, but I mean, yeah, you feel like it's time to go. That's it. No issues here, no problem. He moved to Mexico. After retiring from Hollywood, Hackman settled in Santa Fe, New Mexico, a place known for its, it's funny, as soon as I say this word, I'm going to fuck it up, but I think it's one of those words to easily say, but you never see how it's spelled. Seren. This is why I can never be an actor. I can barely read. Again, I apologize to my 3 fans out there. I don't know, one day I'm going to take up reading. Serene. You guys can figure it out. Landscapes and artistic community. he has embraced a quiet, private life, preferring the open spaces and relaxed atmosphere over the hustle of Los Angeles. While he no longer acts, he has been since cycling around town and enjoying outdoor activities, staying active in his later years. Awesome. Hey, listen, at 95, I mean, if you can still move and, hopefully your shit works, you're good. You know what I mean? And I've been seeing some clips here about, how he died and all that. They're still trying to figure all this shit out. But, I mean, they said, people loved him in the neighborhood. He was very friendly to everybody. Yeah, no complaints. I mean, except for that one story I told you about at the airport there. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I don't know. Who the fuck would bother Gene Hackman, man? He's a nice guy. I mean, I don't know. Like, you never really heard anything about Gene Hackman. I mean, obviously he was born in 82. I don't know why I said obviously. I mean, how the fuck would you know that? I got 3 listeners. But the point is, but even growing up, I never heard anything bad about Gene Hackman. Like, nothing. So, I don't know. He never got into trouble. He's old school. He transitioned into being a successful novelist. Acting may have been behind him, but Hackman didn't stay idle creatively, pursuing a long-held dream of becoming an author. His novels are Wake of the Perdido Star, I think I said that right, co-written with Daniel Lenihan. His nautical adventure novel follows a young man seeking revenge after his family is attacked at sea. Those fucking pirates, man, I tell you. Justice for None, a historical thriller set during the Great Depression about a man falsely accused of murder. Ooh. I mean, there's a few more books here, but it almost sounds like maybe these books, maybe in the future they would have become movies. I mean, who knows? But Escape from Andersonville, a Civil War era novel about a Union officer's daring escape from the infamous Confederate prison camp. Payback at Morning Peak, a Western revenge story following a young man seeking justice after his family is murdered. Huh. Okay then. Pursuit, a modern day thriller about a ruthless contract killer and the people caught in his crossfires. So there you go. I mean, he's still, loved, like in many ways. I'm not gonna say the spotlight, but just he kept busy. I mean, he wasn't acting, but he still wanted to write and keep doing some cool stuff. Why not? That's awesome. So. But of course, I like to go on IMDb, not Rotten Tomatoes, because I'm not an idiot. And I don't know, Paramount doesn't sponsor this, so I don't know. Listen, if you want a good review about a movie, I always say just go on IMDb. I don't know. No movie is 100%, okay? I mean, 100% fresh. Yeah, sure it is. Okay. I would kill to go to a grocery store, like even with the fucking tariffs today, just to go there and see fresh shit. I mean, you ever go to a grocery store? I'm trailing off here, like I'm 95 here. But you ever go to a grocery store and everything's fucking expensive now, and then you look at it and you're like, it looks like shit. I don't know. Gen Z, you don't get it because I don't know. You're still living at home till whatever. And again, I don't blame you because nobody can afford a fucking rent and fuck. What am I doing here? As long as I got my bell, I'm happy. The point is, IMDb is awesome, and here's some more random facts. This is an interesting one. It says here, apparently, he was the first choice to play Dr. Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. I don't know, Lex Luthor, as Hannibal Lecter? I don't know about that. I mean, Lex Luthor is evil, but, rip the face off somebody evil, I don't know about that. Maybe. No, but it's hard to picture anybody else but Anthony Hopkins, of course.
And I ate with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. And now I will kill Superman. My son, Watch out for Hannibal Lecter. He likes to. He's he's gonna eat your face.
I don't know. No. It's no. I think they made the right choice here. When asked about friendship in an interview, Robert Duvall replied, "A friend is someone many years ago offered you his last $300 when you broke your pelvis. A friend is Gene Hackman." So there you go. You know that he was friends with Robert Duvall and Dustin Hoffman there. You know, Dustin Hoffman was 30 when he did The Graduate. Like playing what? I guess he was just out of high school, the character, or in high school, or starting college. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it's cool how all three of them ended up friends. That's awesome. Now, apparently, by the way, I just want to say this. I'm just reading off the facts here off IMDb here. I don't know how accurate any of this shit is. I'm just assuming it's way more accurate than Rotten Tomatoes. But anyways, he said he turned down lead roles in Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Damn. Gene Hackman was supposed to be Indiana Jones? I'm assuming. I mean, it said lead roles, so... But maybe he was the bad guy. I don't know. I mean, him as Indiana. Listen, it's hard to picture anybody else but Mr. Ford here. I mean, forget. But then even at the time, they said it was supposed to be Tom Selleck, and then the writer's strike or something delayed it for 6 months. And then the irony is, during that time, he could have done it. Then I don't know. It's a whole fucking thing there. I did a whole thing on Harrison Ford there. So if you want the podcast, if you want to check it out, if not, then. Don't worry. I'm not getting paid for this. Don't worry about it. Now, this is interesting. He said, as a young man, I mentioned before that his father walked out on him at 14 years old, by the way, it says here. But Hackman attended a showing of the movie A Streetcar Named Desire, starring, of course, the great Marlon Brando, and was impressed by the performance of Marlon Brando due to the naturalism and the fact that he didn't look like what a movie star typically looked like in the 1950s. After exiting the theater, he told his father that he wanted to be an actor. There you go. Yeah, so, yeah, I got to do a podcast about Brando one day for sure. But yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people at that time were inspired by Brando. Even years later, Pacino, De Niro, DiCaprio, all these guys, forget it. I mean, Brando is number one. Again, I got to do a podcast. I got to do it. He stated that his performance in The Scarecrow, a movie that came out in 1973, is his personal favorite. Now, this is probably a movie you've never heard of. Again, I'm going to get into this in a little bit, but great movie. Developed a bit of a reputation for being a non-nonsense person on a film set, particularly with directors. Okay, so that's going to tie into the Royal Tenenbaums. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Interesting, it also says that he was the sixth choice to play Popeye Doyle in The French Connection. It doesn't list the other actors. 70s, 60s, pick one. I'm sure there are a lot of them, but yeah. A lot of these movies, they just pick who they want, top 5, 10, go down the list, who's available, who wants to do it, It is what it is. But he does say here, when he turned down the role for Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs, Gene Hackman decided to focus on movies that weren't so graphic in terms of violence. All right, so that's why he turned down the role. Listen, again, I think everything worked out just fine. Nothing to complain about there, of course. But okay. Westerns can get pretty violent too, but not chewing off, ripping off the face, and trying to escape as a guard violent. But teach his own. Now, while he was on the inside the actor's studio, he said that the two of his most important factors in deciding on which films he will work on are the script and the money. Which I think those are two pretty good factors. Yeah, you want to know if the movie's shit, then what am I getting paid? So Yeah, that's always nice. If you could do a good movie and get paid a lot of money, yeah, that's I think that's probably one of the best jobs ever. Which I'm assuming means he got an absolute shit ton for Welcome to Mooseport. But yeah, anyways, he said watching his own movies makes him terribly nervous. Now, I did see an interview recently where, yeah, they cut away to one of his movies, and the lady after said, "Oh, yeah, I noticed you were looking down," and he's like, "Yeah, I can't really, watch myself and whatever." But a lot of actors are like that. I think Harrison Ford even said he's never seen himself or he's never watched one of his movies. I don't know. I think one of the first times he ever did it was when he was probably on Conan, and Conan said, "Yeah, you do point a lot in your movies. You find this man. You find this man." Poor Harrison. I don't know. Every movie, I don't know, his family dies or disappears. Jesus. I don't know. Something to do with space and lasers and big bears, whatever. He admitted when, like as a boy, he was influenced by the acting of James Cagney. Now, if you know who James Cagney is, he's a very, I mean, the best I could describe him, he was almost like I don't know, like that generation is like kind of Joe Pesci-ish, kind of just like always like this tough guy, always in like these like crime mob movies, whatever. I mean, Angels with Dirty Faces, classic. We all know that one. I think that was the movie was that the movie that they played in Juice, where Tupac was like watching watching the movie and going nuts. I'm pretty sure that was the same movie, but yeah, I mean, it's a classic. We all know that. So yeah, a lot of people, again, like, see, I don't mean to play Dr. Phil here, but again, like his dad left, at a young age. Like I mentioned, balls of steel, man. I mean, you gotta like when you don't like. Listen, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking from my behalf or whatever, from guys, whatever. But when you grow up and you don't have a male figure in your life, and the first one is, obviously the father, but then from there you kind of, I don't know, go down the line, I guess. Maybe you got a cool uncle who will teach you some cool shit, or in this case, you go to movies, you go to TV, and it kind of inspires you just to get tougher, man. So there you go. Well, here's another interesting thing. Was the first choice to play Mike Brady on the Brady Bunch. This has got to be bullshit. There's no way. No, he was really the show about the Hollywood Squares intro here. No, this has got to be bullshit. There's no way. No, I don't. As the father. No, this one's got to be. I'm calling bullshit on this one. There's no way. I mean, it's kind of funny, but no. This is stupid. Okay, let's end on probably a more of a factual one here. Based his role, the conversation, on one of his uncles. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not plan that. I swear to God. And a fellow Marine he had known well. He characterized the Marine as someone who probably became a serial killer. Well, let's just keep it to films, huh? Okay. But yeah, I swear I didn't plan that. Like, again, you look for inspiration somewhere else, in the family, friends. Worst case, I don't know, you turn on the TV now, kids are influenced by, I don't know, Mr. Beast and, I don't know, making puzzles and shitty chocolate bars. Listen, I got nothing against Mr. Beast, don't get me wrong, but I bought one of his chocolate bars. It is fucking horrible. I bought the chocolate and peanut butter one? It is fucking shit. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, don't get me wrong. The way he smiles, I don't know, I think he's got to, I don't know, he's got to work on that. I mean, it's better when Elon Musk smiles, but well, it's not any better, but it's just whatever. Everyone's got to work on their look. But the point is, I'm not one to talk, but it is a horrible chocolate bar. My God, I mean, it tastes like something. Like, honestly, I get better shit at Dollarama. Like, it is really bad, and for the price, I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't on sale. But I mean, maybe that's why it was on sale. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Hackman kicks ass. Okay. That's it. Plain and simple. So, of course, I like to go on IMDb. Let's review all his work in some way. Maybe not all of it, because technically I was, I was not born when a lot of this shit came out. I probably never even heard of a lot of this stuff. But let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's do our best here, huh? Let's fucking grow a pair. Like Gene Hackman would like us to. Okay, because I'm sure he'd be really happy with this Gen Z generation. I mean, come on, it's true. So the first thing that Gene Hackman ever did was a movie called Mad Dog Coll, Coll, Coll. Is that how you say it? Yeah. And he plays a cop, and he's uncredited. And it came out in 1961. Okay, it doesn't have the best rating, 5.5 out of 10. What are you going to do? Listen, a job's a job. Story of violent Mad Dog Coll, a notorious gangland killer in the 1930s. All right, okay, that's cool. Yeah. I don't recognize really anybody. Oh, there we go. Okay, Jerry Orbach, of course, from Law and Order. Telly Savalas, of course. Hey, who loves you, baby? That's it, fellow Greek. You're fucking awesome. I got to do a podcast on him. But the point is, I mean, to be in a movie with even those two dudes, that's pretty awesome. I don't see him anywhere here as the main kind of cast, the first 10, 15, whatever. But again, listen, you got to start somewhere. That's not a bad place to start. So then he was in a TV series called Tallahassee 7000, which starred Walter Matthau. There you go, another classic actor. Another guy with fucking balls. First of all, I'd like to thank Walter Matthau for two things. One, for the Grumpy Old Men movies, and two, for being in the only good Elvis movie, King Creole, which is actually a really good movie. It's some of these bullshit movies where he's like, oh, come to the county fair, all that shit. And then one of the movies, Kurt Russell was a kid in there, and I don't know. Yeah. You guys can do your own research. I can't do everything for you. But the point is, again, yeah, he's working with some heavy hitters. Did he have any scenes with them? I don't know. Who knows? But again, he's working with. I mean, these aren't bad starts, man. I'm not gonna lie. Even if you're not in scenes with these people, it's pretty awesome. Then he's in a TV show, The United States Steel Hour. Ran for 3 years there. He's in 8 episodes. TV series Look Up and Live, or Live. Look Up and Live. Look Up and Live. Look Up and just look up. Naked City. The Defenders. Route 66. TV movie called Ride with Terror. TV series The DuPont Show of the Week. TV series East Side, West Side. I don't want to get into any war here, so, pick whatever side you want. TV series Brenner. Lilith, the movie. The Trials of O'Brien. TV series, another TV series, Directions. TV, why not? I mean, listen, a lot of actors back in the day, it's not like today where, you do a TV show and it's way better than, fucking movies that come out. I mean, TV is still kicking ass over movies today. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I think most people would agree with me, but I don't know. What are you going to do? Another TV series called Hawk, and a movie called Hawaii. Keep in mind, I've never heard of any of these. Again, I'm literally approaching 1967. As a Leaf fan, I'm getting nervous. TV series, the FBI movie, First to Fight. Another movie, Confident with Death. Community Shelter Planning. That's a short he did. Another movie, Banning. So as you can see at this point, he's doing a lot of stuff. I mean, he's still, he's keeping busy. But then in 1967, two things happened. One, that's the last time the Toronto Maple Leafs ever won the cup. And I don't know, probably in my lifetime ever will. Unless we're faced with a, Game 7. I don't know, somebody tells me like if it went to Game 8, I think the result would be the same thing. But anyways, a little movie came out called Bonnie and Clyde. Okay, so this movie is a bored waitress, Bonnie Parker, falls in love with an ex-con named Clyde Barrow, and together they start a violent crime spree through the country, stealing cars and robbing banks. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're younger, I'm sure you've heard the term Bonnie and Clyde. If you're a guy, I want the Bonnie to my Clyde. I want a ride or die bitch that'll just fucking be with me to the end, and we go on crimes and just go fucking nuts. If you watch a movie today with a couple, maybe working at McDonald's and Starbucks didn't work out, so they're like, fuck it, let's take matters in our own hands. Let's rob some people. Let's go on killing spree. And again, I do not condone any of this behavior, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to put that out there. The Malaka podcast does not support any behavior whatsoever. But the point is, when you see, how many movies and TV shows have you seen that have inspired, a crazy couple just going nuts? And it's all because of this movie, ladies and gentlemen. And Warren Beatty, another classic actor. I mean, my God. I want to forgive him, or try to forgive him for reading off, the wrong envelope a few years ago at the Oscars. Listen, we all get old. I maybe forgot his reading glasses, whatever. He kicks ass, okay? Plain and simple. Faye Dunaway, classic actress. We all know that. Michael J. Pollard. And you got Gene Hackman in there playing Buck Barrow, which, with a name like that, you're either helping your buddy rob shit or you're a porn star. That's it. But, this was his breakthrough role. He got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this. This is a fucking awesome movie. Gene Wilder's in the movie, too. This is one of his breakthrough roles as well. This movie's a classic. It's got a rating of 7.7 out of 10. I think it's pretty safe to say we can give this movie an 8. Let's just say a movie, involving, crime and murder and, shootouts. Chances are it won't end well. If you've ever seen Swiss Cheese, the point is, I don't want to give a lot away. Maybe I just did there. But the point is, this movie kicks ass. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's a classic. And this kind of got the ball rolling for Gene Hackman. People were like, holy shit, who's this guy helping out the Warren Beatty? There you go. So, everything was in lines here. And, ladies and gentlemen, the rest is history. But again, if you have not seen this movie, okay, 1967's Bonnie and Clyde, try to ignore the year if you're a Leaf fan. I get it. Yeah, this year's our year. Okay, you fucker. The point is, Bonnie and Clyde kicks ass. So if you have not seen this movie, absolutely make it a blockbuster night. Assuming you still, like to waste time and rent videos and return shit in the rain like I did. Listen, I don't miss Blockbuster at all. Okay, Blockbuster is fucking stupid. They had the chance to buy Netflix for $50 million. They fucked that up. Okay, I don't feel like paying $7 for a pack of stale gumballs. The point is, go see Bonnie and Clyde. That's it. Then he did a TV series, The Invaders. Another TV series, Iron Horse. CBS Playhouse TV series. Why not? Teach. I'm assuming it's about kids learning shit, whatever. He was in one episode of I Spy, if you guys remember that, with that guy that we all know what that fucker did. Insight, another TV show. The Split, that's another movie he did. TV movie Shadow on the Land. More movies coming up. Riot, The Gypsy Moths, Downhill Racer, Marooned, I Never Sang for My Father. Okay, so I mentioned this before. I don't think I've seen this movie, so if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to right-click here, save as. Okay, I will definitely watch this movie later. There you go, 1970. It's got a pretty good rating, 7.4 out of 10. A man living in the towering shadow of his aging father finds it difficult to start a new chapter in his life by marrying his girlfriend and moving to California. Now, look, I don't know, you don't got to be a psychologist here to figure this one out. Maybe, I don't know, on some level he's trying to prove that, look, he's better than his father in real life because his father walked out on him, Okay, we all know that. listen, as actors, comedians, whatever you want to call it, something's got to inspire you to keep going. A lot of people have been through a lot of bad shit, and you know what? You can either dwell on it or just move forward and try to become a better person, than your parents. So I'm sure on some level this is why Gene Hackman took this role. I haven't seen this one. Like I said, I will definitely check it out. But a lot of times a movie imitates life, life imitates movies, blah, 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 blah. The whole fucking thing there. Okay. Then he was in Doctor's Wives, another movie, The Hunting Party. Okay. All right. So he's doing a few movies there. Not getting the best ratings. I'm not going to lie to you. But then, ladies and gentlemen, 1971 comes along. And in this year, he's done 4 movies. But realistically, only one really counts. And we all know what that is. The French Connection. Ladies and gentlemen, I have said this before, and I will say it again. First I'll just say this. If you go on my, I'm such a promotional whore here. Go on my TikTok. I put up the whole scene of the chase scene, him in the car there in The French Connection. It is fucking awesome. It's 8 minutes, but it's well worth it. I haven't watched it in a while, even when I was recording it. I got, a little agita, and you can't help it just by watching the scene. Now, if you watch, or if you see the movie poster, the one scene where he's shooting the guy on the stairs, you don't see many movie posters basically giving away a key scene there. You don't. But at the same time, like it somehow works, because you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? Like, where like all this shit is happening in broad daylight. It's pretty crazy. So, but again, I will say this before and I'll say it again. This is by far the best car chase scene in movie history. Yeah, I know. I am aware of the movie Bullet. Okay, I'm quite aware of that. Thank you very much. We all love Steve McQueen. Okay, it is a great scene, but this scene is way better. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't. When people say Bullet is the best scene, I'm like, listen, have you not seen The French Connection? Have you not seen that 8-minute scene where he's just in the car going nuts? He's keeping an eye on the guy. He's going in and out of the car, trying to chase the guy and, trying to find exactly where he is. Like, it is fucking intense, man. It is fucking crazy. The director, William Friedkin, did a phenomenal job. I mean, this movie kicks ass. Okay? It says here, a pair of NYPD detectives in the narcotics bureau, there you go. You can say, maybe you can say both ways. Who knows? Stumble onto a heroin smuggling ring based on Marcellis. There you go. But stopping them and capturing their leaders proves an elusive goal. Of course, you watch him in the scene here. Listen, I can't give this scene enough credit. It is insane. It's one of those things you just have to see for yourself. Of course, you got Gene Hackman in there. You got Roy Schreider. He's dealing with fucking narcotics in one movie. He's dealing with, crazy sharks in another. It's just, it's insane. Well, the one shark, and you smile, you son of a... thank you. Fernando Rey, Tony Lo Bianco. This movie kicks ass. My God, I can't say enough good things about this movie. It's not just, the car chase scene, which, again, brings it up to the next level. Again, I don't know what's up with these ratings, 7.7. Give it a fucking 8. My God, it is a classic movie, okay? So I'll just say this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Rest in peace to Gene Hackman. We all know that. The guy's awesome. But, honor his name by, if you're going to see one movie that Gene Hackman ever made, my God, make it this movie, okay? The French Connection, 1971. It's a classic, plain and simple. Then he did a movie, Cisco Pike, TV series, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Another movie, Prime Cut. And then 1972, he did the Poseidon Adventure, which again is another classic, which is why I mean, this is another reason, why I hate cruises. A group of passengers must embark on a harrowing struggle for survival after a rogue wave capsizes their cruise ship at sea. My God, nothing. I'm telling you, you see a movie about a boat, it's never good. It doesn't matter. Ernest Borgnine, Shelley Winters, Red Buttons. It's a great movie, great cast of people. The way they tape some of these scenes too, like the way they show, the water coming in the boat and all that. I mean, for 1972, I mean, this is pretty good, you know. And once again, Gene Hackman is the one that's got to, lead him out of this shit and, save the day, and you know how it is. But I'm sure he's up for the challenge, Whatever. He's trying to save people from, boats and heroin, fuck it, why not? Good movie, I'm sure a good paycheck, like you said. But yeah, another classic movie. Definitely check that one out. So, in 1973, okay, a very good movie came out called Scarecrow. Now, chances are you've probably never heard of this movie. Shame on you. Shame on you. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't find out about this movie till, way later either, but my excuse, I was born in 82. So what's your excuse, sir? This movie stars Gene Hackman and one of my favorites of all time, not because I'm Italian, just in general, the great Al Pacino. Okay? This movie, it says here, an ex-con drifter with a penchant. How do you pronounce this? Penchant? Penchant? Is that P-E-N-C-H-A-T? All right. For brawling, is amused by a homeless ex-sailor, so they partner up as they head east together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very simple movie. Okay, they're both basically drifters. Yeah, keep in mind at the time, 60s, 70s, a lot of people were just basically living off the land. Picture, it's almost like today, with, homeless out there today, going at an insane rate today. Just, it was like it back then, just less fentanyl. But yeah, it's an awesome movie. I mean, they played really well off each other. I highly recommend this movie. Okay, you got Gene Hackman and Al Pacino in one movie. In one movie, ladies and gentlemen. What more could you ask for? Okay, and this is around the same time. It might be the same year that Godfather did come out in 73. So maybe it got, a little overshadowed by that. But still, it is an excellent movie. Two great performances by both these guys. And I'll just say this, and I did not know this until I saw this movie. Okay? Now, if you're a Slapshot fan like I am, okay, another classic actor, Paul Newman, rest in peace. Got to do a podcast on him one day for sure. There's a scene in this movie where, okay, so if you ever see the movie Slapshot, at the end of the movie where the guy strips down to his, fucking hockey thong, okay, basically, on the ice there, and they're playing the song, dun, 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 dun. In this movie, okay, so I believe Slapshot came out in 77, 78, something like that. This movie came out in 73. There's a scene where the exact same thing happens, where, I think was it Pacino or Gene Hackman strips down? I forgot, I haven't seen this one in a while, but it's the exact same music. One of them strips down to their clothes, or naked, whatever. So I didn't know that's where Slapshot got the idea from. So, but a lot of people think, oh, it's Slapshot, as soon as you hear that music and you think of that, you think of Slapshot. But really, they got it from this movie. So I didn't know that. I thought that was cool. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this movie, it's great. It's just that classic kind of, a lot of people do say, the late 60s, early 70s was almost the best era of movies, in the sense because that's when movies were really starting to just, not so much not give a fuck, but just not give a shit about what they put out there, the content, and, not afraid to get that R rating, and just, taking chances. And that's what this movie does. So it's almost like, the best way to describe this movie, it's almost like picture Easy Rider without the motorcycles. Now you're probably thinking, oh, fuck, that sucks. But it's basically the same thing. They're drifters without the bikes. They're just, living off, the fat of the land. So I highly recommend this movie. This is a great movie. If you're a Gene Hackman fan or Pacino fan, or chances are you're probably both. Check out this movie. I don't know where you can stream it. I mean, I don't know, who knows, but again, I can't do everything for you. But the movie is from 1973 and it's called Scarecrow. Definitely check it out. And 1 year after, you have Gene Hackman do a little movie called The Conversation. And again, this might be a movie that a lot of people have not heard about this one. I mean, again, this is a movie, Francis Ford Coppola wrote it and directed it. A lot of people have heard about it. Don't get me wrong, I'm just saying it's not as big as, obviously, nothing is as big as Godfather. We all know that, okay? But, again, a great movie. I mean, if you think you're paranoid, holy shit, you ain't seen nothing yet. But anyways, I did not plan this. Look how it starts. A paranoid, secretive surveillance expert has a crisis of conscience when he suspects that the couple he is spying on will be murdered. Yeah, and it really brings you in that world, man. Like, about surveillance hacks and all that. And like the scene at the end, again, I don't want to give it away, but it really just shows how paranoid he really was. But again, I don't want to give it away, but it is, again, a great movie. Gene Hackman, obviously. John Cazale, who, obviously we all know him as Fredo in The Godfather, Part 1 and 2. A lot of people don't know this. I mean, he was only in 5 movies. 5 movies, that's it. He was in Godfather Part 1 and 2, The Conversation, Deer Hunter, and Dog Day Afternoon. And keep in mind, all 5 movies were nominated for Best Picture. And then I heard he was going out with Meryl Streep, and that's, she was building up a good rep for herself as an actress. Of course, one of the best. We all know that. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good movie too. I found out about this movie way later in life, but glad I checked it out. Of course, Francis Ford Coppola. It's a good little movie, guys. So when you got the chance, definitely check this one out as well. And he was in a movie, Zanzi's Bride, not to be confused with Zanzibar in Toronto. It's a strip club. I applied there one time. I didn't get a call back. Young Frankenstein. Oh boy. So, he's in it for one scene in this movie. First of all, let me just say this. Every Halloween, I have to watch this movie. It's a classic. Okay? One of Gene Wilder's best. One of Mel Brooks' best. We all know that. Peter Boyle. Rest in peace to him. He's fucking awesome. I can't say enough good things about this. I mean, I could do a whole podcast just on this movie alone. But yeah, so Gene Hackman was such a fan of Mel Brooks. Like, he wanted to be in one of his movies. And he told him, he's, even a little part here, whatever. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to write you in. I'm going to put a whole scene just for you. And I don't think the scene was even written in the movie. Because, I mean, honestly, if you take the scene out of the movie, with him being, like he plays a blind guy, and Frankenstein visits him, and, of course, everything goes wrong, spilling food on his, on him instead of in the bowl, and just all this shit, whatever. It's definitely, I mean, you guys see the whole movie for sure, but it's a great scene as well. But, I mean, if you take the scene out of the movie, it's got really nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. It's just just a funny, I guess you could call it a cameo, because it's really one scene, I guess, but, I got to do a whole podcast about what officially is a cameo or whatever. But the point is, I mean, it's a great part for Gene Hackman, and he's awesome in it. So, like I said, I mean, it's a comedy classic. It's awesome. I mean, this is such a great movie. One of the funniest movies of all time. One of Mel Brooks' best movies of all time. I mean, you could really debate what is the funnier movie, this or Blazing Saddles, but that's again, that's a story for another time. I don't want to get involved in this shit. The point is, it's an awesome movie. One fun fact, I just want to say, this has nothing to do with Gene Hackman, but Marty Feldman, who plays Igor, my mistake. there's a scene in the. I just found this out recently, and I can't believe this is actually true. The scene where he picks him up at the train station there, and he goes, "Walk this way," and he's walking in a certain way. Apparently, that's where Aerosmith got the idea for the song. Okay, they were. I think the guys were in the studio late one night. They were watching the movie. You know, I'm sure there was no marijuana involved, and you know, they heard that him say that, "Walk this way," and they made the song "Walk This Way" by Aerosmith from that part. So, ladies and gentlemen, another reason to, you know, love Aerosmith. But yeah, again, this is a classic movie. It's cool just to see Gene Hackman in that one scene. Yeah, so I find it very hard to believe that there's a human soul out there that has not seen Young Frankenstein. Even if you're Gen Z, you have no fucking excuses, okay? You know, if you can watch every Kevin Hart movie out there, you have no excuse to see this movie, or at least during Halloween. So, Young Frankenstein, classic movie. Then he's in a movie called Night Moves. It's got a pretty decent rating, 7.1 out of 10. I'm trying to think if I saw this one or not. I don't know. The movie poster says, maybe he would find the girl. Maybe he would find himself. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what's funny is oh, you know what? I've seen this movie. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm watching the trailer here on IMDb here. Oh, yeah, I just recently watched this. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, definitely check this one out. Yeah. Actually, yes, I've seen this movie. I like it. Go see it. Guys, believe me, I don't know much about, you know, what's it called, life. I'm still trying to figure out what a tariff is. So, yeah, you know, but one thing I do know, ladies and gentlemen, is movies. So, you know, all the movies I'm recommending you, just, you know, trust Mikey on this one. Then he was in a movie called Bite the Bullet. I didn't see that one. A decent rating, 6.6 out of 10. Now, because of the success of The French Connection, they made a French Connection 2. And I'm not going to lie to you, I couldn't even get through this one. I think this one is shit. I don't know, I just did not like it. I mean, it's got a okay rating at 6.7 out of 10. I just couldn't get through it. I didn't like it. But again, you know, I'm sure you got a nice little paycheck from it, and, you know, playing off the success off the first one, you know. Shit. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit sequels. The point is, I would skip this one. I didn't like it. Sorry, you know, Mr. Hackman, but I just, yeah, no, not for me. Then there's a movie called Lucky Lady, The Domino Principle. I mean, it's a cool title. Not the best rating though. A Bridge Too Far. Okay, I do remember this movie. This one's a little long, I'm not going to lie, but it's an all right movie. This movie's got a hell of a cast, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, in one movie, you got Sean Connery, Ryan O'Neal, Michael Caine, Laurence Olivier, Gene Hackman. This is just fucking insane, this cast. But I thought that was a little long, you know. But still a good movie. Good, you know, it's got a good rating, obviously 7.4 out of 10. You know, like I said, I would still recommend it. Just, you know, it's, you know, it's just a little long, that's all. You know, I mean, some movies, you know, are a little bit longer than they have to be, you know, The Brutalist. And, you know, I'm just kidding. It was a good movie, don't get me wrong. I'm just, you know, I mean... But, you know, I don't know, too long, 3.5 hours, and that bullshit ending. Oh, make up your own ending. Yeah, okay, dickhead. I was fucking dumb. But still, good performance by Brody there. But yeah, I would still check it out. March or Die is another movie he did. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I would say fuck, I did it again. Fuck. Gene Hackman. Fuck. Sorry, I'm just, you know, I'm hoping for one more Wolverine movie. That's all. I mean, you know, you don't have to have Deadpool in it. You know, I mean, I don't know, Deadpool's wife there is going through some shit with, I don't know, something to do with my people there. But the point is, I think his career is doing pretty well now. But then 1978 comes. And ladies and gentlemen, a little movie comes out called Superman. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Superman. Of course you have. You know why I know you've heard of Superman? Because every 5-10 years for the last, 20, 25 years, they basically make a new Superman movie, but it's the same fucking story. He's from Krypton and the ship blows up and he's got to wear the glasses or, whatever. And, something to do with kryptonite, blah, 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 blah. So we're always reminded of this shit every few years. But the original movie, Superman, my God, it's awesome. Okay? I just saw the documentary with Christopher Reeves, which is excellent. I highly recommend you watch that. I mean, last year, movies I thought were okay. I'm not going to lie to you, 2024, but so many good documentaries came out, including the Christopher Reeves one. It's excellent. If you have not seen it, go watch it. This one was directed by Richard Donner. One thing I love about this movie, and I will always, I'm not just saying this because he's part of my people, but I believe they paid Mario Puzo like $1 million just to write like one page or something, just to say they had the writer from Godfather part of the movie. Like, they really wanted this movie to be a hit, obviously. And you gotta keep in mind, guys, I mean, 1978, there are a lot of TV shows, a few cartoons about Superman and Spider-Man and all that shit, but no real movie came out. People were like, was it going to translate to movies? Can they do it? Is the technology there? Blah, blah, blah. But, you put Christopher Reeves in there as Superman, which in the documentary, by the way, I'll say this. I'm not really giving anything away, but in one, you want to talk about doing other classes with other actors. In one class, ladies and gentlemen, you had Christopher Reeves, Robin Williams, Jeff Daniels, and William Hurt, all in the same acting class. And when Christopher Reeves got the role to play Superman, everyone's like, "Oh man, that's awesome!" But William Hurt, rest in peace to him, he told him, "Don't do it." And he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because listen, everyone will know you for that movie for the rest of your life. Don't do it." But I like to think that Christopher Reeves did the right decision here, and he was awesome in it, of course. But of course, with every good guy, you need a good bad guy. You got to have Gene Hackman in there, of course. Why not? You got to have Marlon Brando play Jor-El, the father. Duh. What did Marlon Brando make for I don't know, like a week's worth or something, or a couple weeks worth? He got overall, I think it translates today to 14, 15 million. For I don't know, how much time do you have on screen? Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. But, Margot Kidder did a great job as Lois Lane. Ned Beatty, Jackie Cooper, Terrence Stamp, of course, as Zod. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. I mean, Christopher Reeves really paved the way of how Superman should be played. And Gene Hackman did do a good job. It was more, my only thing with this role, it's more comical, with Gene Hackman being Lex Luthor, of course. I still feel he did a great job, still a great job. You have to get used to Lex Luthor with hair. That's one thing that did change over the years, obviously. But I still say the dude from Smallville is the best. Superman, we need your help. No, sorry. The point is, I hope everything's okay. The point is, I still say the guy from Smallville is the best guy that played Lex Luthor. Now, a lot of people would disagree with me on that one. I really do. I think that guy nailed it. I really do. I completely forgot his name. I do apologize. But the point is, he has a good podcast. What the fuck's his name? Hold on. We'll be right back right after these messages. Dun, 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 dun. Michael Rosenbaum. Wow, he has the same name as I do, and I fucked it up. I apologize, sir, but I still say he is the best Lex Luthor of all time. He did a great job on Smallville. Of course, he won't say that because, listen, it's Gene Hackman. Of course, we got to give Gene Hackman his props. But, I still say Gene Hackman was great in this. By the way, Michael Rosenbaum, he has a good little podcast he does. I've seen a few of them. They're pretty good. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, the Superman movie, a lot of people, they weren't sure if this was going to be a hit. I mean, they had no idea, like I said, back then, they didn't, it's not like today where a different superhero movie comes out every few weeks or month, whatever, and, they could do great, it could completely bomb, but back then, they had the budget of $55 million for this movie, and worldwide gross was $300 million. So I think it was pretty obvious, ladies and gentlemen, and keep in mind, this is 1978, okay, 300 million. So, ka-ching. And I think it was pretty obvious that the world was ready for, superhero movies, or at least, some more Superman movies. So there you go. And 2 years later, that's exactly what they did. I guess Gene Hackman was working on the movie the whole time. Because, 78 to 1980, he didn't do anything. Just Superman 2, playing Lex Luthor again. And, Superman 2 is all right. Would I give up my powers for a woman? Fuck no. But, teach his own. No, you're not romantic. You're not... no, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not giving up my fucking powers. You're fucking crazy. Jesus. Listen, even if I was going out with a woman and, she was Wonder Woman, I'd be like, listen, Miss Woman, if you can give up my powers for little old me, that'd be great. If you could hang up your lasso, come on, you don't do that. Come on, you're fucking crazy. But I will say this, the Superman 2 original version, you have to see the Donner cut, okay? You have to see that version. And it is funny, because right in the beginning of the movie, the director, this is something I've never seen in a movie. Like, you think the movie starts off as a documentary, but it's actually in the movie, the Donner cut. Right in the beginning, he kind of goes on a little spiel there about how this is how I wanted the movie to be made and all that, but if you see Superman 2, see the Donner cut version, okay? That's the best advice I can give you. But it's still good. The original, but fuck it. See the Donner cut. So, trust me on this one, okay? Then he did a movie called All Night Long. All night long, all night, all night, all night long. Then he did I remember, this movie called Reds. Now, I think this is broken up into 2 parts. It stars Warren Beatty, Diane Keaton. Good little movie. So I guess it reunites him and Jim, I called him Jim, Hugh Jackman. Fuck, I'm all over the place today. He reunites the two together. There you go. Okay. All right. But good little movie, a little long. Like I said, it's broken up into 2 parts. But if you got the chance, check that one out. Eureka! No, that's the name of the movie he did. Under Fire, decent rating, 7 out of 10. I don't know if I saw this one. I don't know. 3 journalists in a romantic triangle are involved in a political intrigue during the last days of the corrupt Somoza, not Somozas, regime in Nicaragua before it falls to a popular revolution in 1979. Can't remember if I saw this one. You got Nick Nolte in there, cool. Ed Harris, Joanne Cassidy, good little cast of people. Okay, all right. I might do do the little right click here since it's 2025. I finally learned how to do that. No, I knew about the right click for a while. Although a few years ago I did learn. You watch those clips online, and they'll give, like, I don't know, like a 5-year-old like an old school Nintendo, and it's like, what's this, a box? And then I watched one of them, and like, they're teaching kids about the internet. And if you want to go to a website, go to www dot, whatever. And the kid just says, you don't have to put www anymore. And I'm like, you don't? And then ever since then, I, haven't had to do it. So, and that was just a few years ago. So, I don't know. Between this and my reading, I'm in trouble. But the point is, it looks like a good movie. Then he's in a movie called Two of a Kind. He plays the voice of God. And he's uncredited. Well, any chance you can play God, why not? Another movie, Uncommon Valor. Misunderstood. Twice in a Lifetime. Target. Power. I'll be honest with you, I haven't heard of any of these movies, but 1986 comes around, and he plays a coach named Norman Dale in the classic basketball movie Hoosiers, which a lot of people regard as one of the best basketball movies of all time. I mean, there are some good ones, Hoop Dreams, Coach Carter, Sunset Park, some good ones out there. This one is, it's definitely up there. A coach with a checkered past. Of course he's got a checkered past. What kind of movie would it be if he didn't have a checkered past? Come on, Jesus. Past and a local drunk train a small town high school basketball team to become a top contender for the state championship in 1950s Indiana. There you go. Oh yeah, I forgot. He got game. I forgot about it. There you go. That's another good one. Denzel. He's awesome. I did a podcast on him too. Check out those archives. But yeah, great movie. I haven't watched this one in a while, but you know what? I completely forgot Dennis Hopper was in this one. Another classic actor. Rest in peace to him. If you grew up a '90s kid like me, he was a bad guy in fucking everything. Everything from Speed to Super Mario Brothers. Didn't you tell that story? I don't know. Like his kid asked him one day, "Why'd you do the Super Mario Brothers movie?" And he said, I did that movie because I wanted to buy you shoes." And then his kid said, "Dad, I didn't need shoes that bad." That's pretty good. But great movie. Like I said, I have not seen this one in a while. I don't remember a lot about it, but I do remember it being a pretty good movie. So there you go. I mean, one of his, I would say definitely one of his more classic roles that he's played for sure. I think a lot of actors, like, they want to play either like a coach or a teacher or some kind of, like power figure in, like, a school setting or something like that. And I don't know, Gene Hackman, he kind of seems like that old school type of coach, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I like to think this worked out pretty well. So yeah, got a pretty good rating, 7.4 out of 10. Can't complain against that. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen 1986's Hoosiers, not pronounced Hosers, as I did for a while, but that's because I'm Canadian. You know what a hoser is, by the way? I found this out years ago watching the guy who owns Boston Pizza there, Dragon's Den, which later on became, they ripped that off as something in Britain and Australia. Then years later, that became Shark Tank, and we know the rest is history. But anyways, the team, or the term hosers, actually came from when a losing team, when they're playing ice hockey, the losing team has to take the hose and hose down the rink and make like some fresh ice. Hence, hosers. He told that story on Dragon's Den, and there you go. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm full of useless information, but at the same time, this is a great movie. So when you got the chance, check out Hoosiers. Then he was in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, which has a current rating of 3.7 out of 10. Jesus. Yeah, he was not in the third one. That's right. Richard Pryor was. I know, right? I to this day I still don't understand that either. It was the '80s. Well, this came out in the '80s too, '87. Yeah. So yeah, this. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I ever saw the third one. I'm absolutely not going to see the fourth one. I mean, the fourth one looks just fucking stupid. I mean, it. I mean, if you're a Richard Pryor fan, you can see the third one. Cool. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get black people into a white superhero, I guess. But uh, yeah, this just looks horrible, absolutely horrible. So, but again, a paycheck's a paycheck. So I don't know. Maybe he had a cameo in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. So all the power to him. Then he's in a movie called No Way Out, which I've never heard of. It's got Kevin Costner in it. I like Kevin Costner, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. He's one of these guys. I don't know. I feel he suffers from like the Mark Wahlberg syndrome, and what I mean by that is he's either in a good movie or he's in a shit movie. Like there's no like name me a Mark Wahlberg movie. I guarantee you, I'll tell you it's really good or it's shit. Like there's no same thing with Kevin Costner. Like he's done some good movies, but I don't know. But then he made Waterworld, so a lot of people like Waterworld. I didn't like it. I actually finally tried watching it like maybe less than a year ago. I couldn't get through it. I thought it was garbage. But it says here a cover up and witch hunt occur after the politician accidentally kills his mistress. Alrighty. All right. Well, your typical, 80s, 90s kind of thriller. You know what I mean? A lot of movies like this were coming out, and yeah, why not? But Kevin Costner did say this was his favorite actor that he ever worked with. So yeah. I'm trying to remember if I saw this movie. I don't know. Maybe I did see this one. I don't know. There's a Gene Hackman movie. I forgot. It's somewhere in here where at the end, like I'm not really giving anything away, but at the end of the movie, there's like a train scene, and I don't know, the person, well, let's just say he doesn't make it, and I don't know, they almost like disappear like a fucking ghost. It's weird. I don't like. I put the clip up on my TikTok if you want to check it out. I forgot the name of the movie, but yeah, maybe it was this one. I don't know. I don't really remember, but I don't know. It's got a decent rating, so I don't know. It's up to you guys. Check it out. Like I said, I can't do everything for you guys. Yeah, I'm just I'm a guide, but I'm not the as you can tell here, I can barely read. So Split Decisions, I didn't see that one. Bat 21, which has a very unique title. Full Moon in Blue Water. Water's not actually blue; it's clear. But I don't know. I don't think I learned that till I was 12. Another Woman. It's got a good little rating here. I don't know. Facing a midlife crisis, 50-year-old college dean Marion Post takes a sabbatical and rents an apartment next to a psychiatrist's office to write a new book. Then he's drawn to plight of a pregnant woman seeking that doctor's help. Director and writer Woody Allen, of course. Okay. Listen, I know a lot of people, Woody Allen, you're on the fence. I hear you. I don't know. He's done some good movies, the whole, daughter and the girlfriend thing there. Good luck doing that shit today. But the point is, I didn't see this one, so. And I'm not pulling the Hollywood move where I did see it, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying I didn't see it. That's, yeah, I know about that trick. But no, I didn't see this one. But I got a good rating, so I don't know. It's up to you. Mississippi Burning. Yeah, this one. This is no Superman movie. Yes. This could be a tough watch at times here. Two FBI agents with wildly different styles arrive in Mississippi to investigate the disappearance of some civil rights activists. Yeah, this is yeah. It's a powerful movie, guys. Not if the poster doesn't say anything, then it says a lot. But yeah, Gene Hackman in there, William Dafoe, who basically kicks ass in everything he does. Francis McDormand, Brad Dourif, um, Stephen Tobolowsky, who, if you don't know who that guy is, he's the guy that got shot up in the church in that Steven Seagal movie. And if you go online, he tells a great story about that whole part that he had in that movie. It's actually really funny. Definitely check that one out for sure. But yeah, this is a lot of crazy scenes in this one for sure. But definitely worth watching. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's definitely a drama for sure. But yeah, definitely check that one out. The Package movie he was in. Loose Cannons. Postcards from the Edge. I didn't see that one. Narrow Margin. I did not see that one either. Class Action. Nope. Company Business. There's so many. I mean, tons of movies I haven't seen it. And again, they don't have the best ratings. I mean, I'm not trying to come down on them. I'm just saying, like, it's. I definitely see a difference between a good movie and the paycheck, like he was talking about. So no worries there. I mean, hey, listen, man. You do a movie, someone tells you what. I remember what was it, Michael Caine, somebody that he worked with years ago. Like Michael Caine even said, like, you do a movie for a paycheck and that's it. And then people, if it's bad, people forget about it. And then VHS came out, and people are reminding you of how shitty these movies were. But I don't know. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. But in 1992, just when you thought westerns were about to die down, because we all didn't grow up in the 60s, 70s. What the fuck am I saying? But we all watched, classic westerns. Of course we did. But in 1992, one of the best westerns came out. And ladies and gentlemen, that movie is called Unforgiven. Okay? And this movie, holy shit. I mean, directed by Clint Eastwood. I mean, listen, Clint Eastwood, he's a legend. We all know that. I got to do a podcast on him that's probably going to last 3 hours. But my God, look at the shit he's directed alone. I mean, it is just insane. Wow, what a career. But retired Old West gunslinger Will Money reluctantly takes on one last job to average. That's one thing in the West they didn't have is ambulances. I mean, you got shot and you're basically bird food. Anyways, and in justice with the help of his old partner and a newer outlaw known simply as the Schofield Kid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, recently on the Oscars, Morgan Freeman did a little, thing about his buddy there, losing him, he talked for about a minute there, working with Gene Hackman there in this movie. I mean, my God, look at this cast of people, ladies and gentlemen. You got Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, okay, Richard Harris, James Woolvett, Saul Rembenek, who he's a great actor. I always loved him in Frasier. He's always great. Francis Fisher, Anna Thompson, David Munsey, Rob Campbell, Anthony James. It's crazy, guys. I mean, this is a fantastic movie. And that ending, holy shit. I remember watching this movie years ago, but even I still remember the ending, how, God, that was fucking great. That might be one of the best endings to a movie I've ever seen. I mean, it was so well done. And, of course, you got Clint Eastwood growing up, or me growing up. I watched him as Dirty Harry and, Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And just, my God, it is, who better to direct a Western than Clint Eastwood? And holy shit, did he hit it out of the park with this one. It's an excellent movie. Like I said, the ending is just fucking awesome. But, the whole movie's great. I'm just saying, it's pretty great. So 8.2 rating out of 10. Well deserved, of course. It's a classic. Like I said, like in 1992, to see a classic Western like this is still pretty awesome. So if you have not seen Unforgiving, it's one of Clinton's best, Morgan Freeman's best, and of course Gene Hackman's best. It is It's fucking awesome. Okay, 1992, Unforgiven. Go see it. The Firm. Okay, so this is around the time that Tom Cruise is basically becoming the it guy. I mean he was the it guy for a while, even before this in the 80s and whatever. But this is a time where now it's all Tom. I mean Tom Cruise basically ruled a lot of the 80s, 90s as the leading man, and here he is teaming up with some heavy hitters. A young lawyer joins a prestigious law firm only to discover that it has a sinister, dark side. Well, which one doesn't? My God. Okay? You know that cocksucker, Epstein there? Like, again, another documentary. I think it came out last year. He practiced as a lawyer for 6 months, and, like, nobody fucking knew, and he didn't even have a license. I mean, but, again, this gives you an idea how dark some of these law firms can be. I get it. You're a lawyer. There's always something going. A lot of people don't respect lawyers because they represent bad guys and all that. But listen, in the end, somebody's gotta. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's a good little movie. I like. I mean, I don't think it's anything like whoa, but I think it's pretty good. You got Tom Cruise, obviously, Janine Triplehorn, Gene Hackman, of course, Hal Holbrook, Terry Kinney, Holly Hunter, Ed Harris, Gary Busey. Good little cast of people, guys. Good little cast of people. Not gonna lie. But yeah, definitely check this one out. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out that at this point, at Gene Hackman's career, he's basically been acting for almost 30 years already, right? And he's still going. Like, if anything, in many ways, like, I don't know, like his prime was almost like, the late 80s, like early 90s. Because even like growing up, I saw Gene Hackman in like, I don't know, a movie basically like at least once a year, growing up. So, and he was old back then. So, yeah, and he's still kicking ass, man. I mean, this is awesome. Anyways, Geronimo, an American legend. Did I see this one? Maybe I did. I'm not sure. Wyatt Earp. I think I saw this one. It was okay. It was all right. The Quick and the Dead. Oh yeah, I remember this movie. Yeah. This is this is one of the first movies I ever saw Leonardo DiCaprio in. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, this would have been around. Actually, wait, maybe Basketball Diaries came out before. I don't know. Once again, I'd like to point out this movie is about a one-on-one gunslingers, draws and shooters and all that. So they had no ambulance back then, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, literally, they had people on the side. Okay, like how big do you want your casket? I mean, they're I mean, these guys were ready to go and make a buck, literally right after the bullet was shot. Anyways, a female gunfighter returns to a frontier town where a dueling tournament is being held, which she enters in an effort to average her father's death. Sam Raimi. I forgot he directed this. That's right. Yeah. This movie has an insane cast of people. Let me just read this off here, ladies and gentlemen. Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobin Bell, Robert Blossom, Kevin Conway, Keith David, Lance Hendrickson, Pat Hingle, Gary Sinise, Mark Booney Jr., Olivia Burnett, Faye Masterson, Raynor, I'm going to fuck this one up, Shireen, Woody Strode. My God. Woo. Good little movie. I'm not going to lie. Like again, I mean, I would say it relies on the star power, but a lot of these people you didn't even hear of at the time. And, even with Russell Crowe, I heard that, I think this is almost one of his breakthrough roles in North America. So, but yeah, it's a good little movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's just insane the amount of star power that's in this movie. Holy shit. It's pretty crazy. But, yeah, so when you got a chance, definitely check that one 1995, Crimson Tide. Oh boy. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know much about submarines. I've seen a few movies here and there. If you're going to see one movie about submarines, I absolutely recommend Crimson Tide. I mean, this movie, you got Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington. Need I say more? On a U.S. nuclear missile sub, a young first officer stages a mutiny to prevent his trigger-happy captain from launching his missiles before confirming his orders to do so. Director Tony Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't lose. You can't lose. Okay, the movie's got a rating of 7.4 out of 10. Now, I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I remember, again, this was one of the... This might be one of the first movies I've ever seen Gene Hackman in, actually, growing up. Listen, people in the area may or may not have, a special box, that help you that would help you get movies, for a hell of a discount. But yeah, so this is one of the, I think this is one of the first. Actually, this might be one of the first movies I ever saw Denzel and Gene Hackman in. So, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. I mean, like these two guys just facing off against each other. This is just insane. Doesn't get any better than this. So, like I said, Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington, Matt Craven, George D. Zunza, Viggo Mortensen. I completely forgot he was in this movie. James Gandolfini, rest in peace. I completely forgot he's in this movie too. Damn, I totally forgot about these two dudes. Yeah, look at the Viggo there. He's got the military haircut there. Yeah, and James Gandolfini, he's a little thinner here. There you go. But that's it, man. I mean, yeah. Again, this, I remember this movie just basically Gene Hackman being this just like pissed off guy, and again, like with the military training there, or the Marines training. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, like no wonder he was able to pull off this role. I mean, like in many ways, it's almost like revenge for him, maybe getting kicked out because he, wasn't the best guy taking orders. Now he's the guy giving orders. So the ultimate irony of life. But yeah, I remember this movie being pretty good. So again, definitely a Denzel and a Gene Hackman classic for sure. So if you've never seen this movie, definitely see this one. Get Shorty. Definitely a movie. See, to me, this movie represents the 90s in the sense that you have all these like 90s actors in this movie. They're kind of in their prime again, and it was a pretty good movie. 6.9. Sorry, out of 10 rating. I remember my uncle took me to see this movie. And, this is why I will always love my uncle for two reasons. One, he would take me to see cool movies like this, and he bought me The Legend of Zelda for a Christmas gift for Christmas. So thank you, Unc. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, this movie's awesome. It's a, I guess you can consider it, I don't know if it's a dark comedy. I mean, it's got like violent parts and all that shit, but it's a good little movie. A mobster travels from Florida to Hollywood to collect a debt and discovers that that the movie business is just as sleazy as the Miami underworld. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's probably got the same amount of coke. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great movie. Very funny. Look at the cast. You got Gene Hackman, Rene Russo, Dan DeVito, John Travolta. This is, I mean, other than Pulp Fiction, I'm going to say this is one of John Travolta's best roles he's ever done. Dennis Farina, rest in peace to him. Again, he was always a tough son of a bitch. Delroy Lindo, James Gandolfini, David Paymer. Good little cast of people, ladies and gentlemen. Gene Hackman, like his role, he's like this director who's, I don't know, he's done kind of like these B-movie monster movies, and Travolta steps in there and he's supposed to collect a debt from him, and instead he's like, hey, let me let's make a movie together. It's so random. It sounds stupid, but like the way the movie's constructed and just all these different characters together, it's pretty awesome. It's a really, it's a really good movie. It's definitely worth checking out. Like I said, to me, it's very nostalgic of the '90s. I don't know, maybe it's just me because I grew up in the '90s, but it just, I don't know, it has that '90s feel. For some reason, I always remember this movie. Like every time I see a sliding door in like a van or a car or whatever, like it always reminds me of this because that's what the first time I ever saw it. Like they get I know Travolta wanted a car or whatever, a certain car, and they gave him a van, but you push a button and it slides open the door for you. And then Dan DeVito's like, whoa, where'd you get this van? Futuristic, whatever. And then like a few minutes later, like he bought a van for himself, the same thing, pushes the button. And I don't know, I just always remember that. But, and nowadays that is nothing compared to the technology we have today. But I don't use Apple phones because I can never figure out iTunes, and I don't know. Fuck it. The point is, Samsung all the way. That's what I'm using to record this podcast, as you can tell from the technology and the sound quality. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great movie, good comedy, a little action, a little bit of everything, but great cast of people, great story, and definitely check it out. The Birdcage. I forgot Gene Hackman was in this one because every time I think of this movie, I always think of Robin Williams first. Rest in peace to him, of course. The gay cabaret owner and his drag queen companion agree to put up a false straight front so that their son can introduce them to his fiancée, right-wing conservative parents. This is a classic dilemma in the 90s. Nowadays, good luck making this movie today. But the point is, back then, listen, I grew up in the 80s, 90s. When you were gay, it was still kind of, people, it's not like today. Let's just say that, I mean, let me just tell you this. Ellen DeGeneres came out. She was on Time magazine in the mid-90s. Little Nas X, says he's gay. People are like, okay, when's her next single? You know what I mean? Like, that's how much times have changed. Like, people don't give a shit. Not that they don't give a shit, like, if someone's gay. I'm saying, like, it's just like, okay, like, you're gay, that's it. Like, whatever. I mean, now we got to worry about people dressing up as cats and, I don't know, living in trees, I guess. But the point is, very funny movie, Obviously, you got the late, great Robin Williams, always delivers in everything he does. Except for Death of Smoochie. A lot of people like that movie. I did not like that movie. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, Diane Wiest, who I will always love for Edward Scissorhands, of course. Clarissa Flockhart, Hank Azaria. I haven't seen this movie in a while, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know. I remember being, it being funny. I caught it like way later, I think. But yeah. Good little movie, so yeah. But could you make a movie like this today? I guess you could, but I don't know. I'm sure somebody will complain. You're making gay people look bad and eccentric. Fuck off. Who cares? Jesus. Come on. Just fuck off. Who cares? And by the way, I just want to say this publicly, okay? I don't give a shit what you are. Gay, straight, both. Live your life. Be happy. Plain and simple, huh? That's it. That's it. Can I get a bell? Amen. Extreme Measures. What was his name? Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman teamed up. Something about doctors or something, right? And I didn't get the best rating. This movie, whatever. I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm not a fan of Hugh Grant's movies, but I think Hugh Grant kicks ass. I saw him in an interview. What was it, for the Oscars? Maybe not this year. No, it wasn't this year. It was last year, maybe the year before. And they're asking him, like, oh, what are you wearing? He's like, I don't know. I'm wearing clothes. Oh, okay. Why are you here? I don't know. I'm just here because, I got to be here, and that's it. Like, he doesn't give a shit. I love him, man. I think he's fucking awesome. And plus, he had Elizabeth Hurley for a while. Oh, Jesus. You're awesome, dude. The Chamber. No, didn't see that one. Absolute Power. Okay, it's another Clint Eastwood movie. This one's all right. I mean, it's not one of his worst. It's not one of his best. Career thief Luther Whitney, Clint Eastwood witnesses a horrific crime involving U.S. President Alan Richmond, Gene Hackman. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I never understood how he got into the White House. He's robbing him, or he's somewhere. Maybe it wasn't the White House. I don't know. It just, and then no one saw him, and then he's in the closet there, and he sees some bad shit go down, and I don't know. There's I got a couple questions. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, it's an all right movie. It's it's not bad. Twilight. No, not that movie. No. Ants. Oh yeah, the animated movie there about the ants and shit. Yeah, I remember this movie. This movie was all right. He played one of the voices there, of course. The voiceover work, easy money. Enemy of the State. Okay, well, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, if you listen to the channel, fuck Will Smith. I mean, that guy's a fucking jerk off. I did see this movie in theaters. I thought it was all right, but I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I just fuck Will Smith. I mean, I don't know. Gene Hackman wasn't in this movie for a lot, so that's okay. So whatever. Paycheck's a paycheck, but I don't know. Fuck Will Smith. Under Suspicion, I didn't see that one. The Replacements. Okay, so the clip I played in the beginning there, where the two guys are yelling, "I'm gonna get you the ball! I'm gonna get you the ball!" That's Gene Hackman playing the coach of in the movie. The character is Jimmy McGinty, and the guy he's arguing with is actually Jon Favreau, who. I mean, a lot of people will know. Well, you'll know Jon Favreau for either one of two things: either Swingers or basically, giving life again to Robert Downey Jr. He's the one that directed Iron Man, and absolutely saved his career. Let's be honest. I mean, not that it was okay, but I mean, he brought him to the next level. I mean, between what was it, Iron Man 3 and the one Avengers movie, I believe that year he made what 75 million. So. Yeah, not bad. Did Jon Favreau get a piece of that? I don't know. Who knows? That's up to him to decide. But the point is, the Replacements. During a pro football strike, the owners hire substitute players. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen... I think this is the simplest description I've ever seen for a movie on IMDb. Literally, it's one sentence. I've never seen that. Sometimes I have to click the button and it goes to the next page so it will read the rest. This is so simple. And you know what? I don't mind. I love this movie. This movie has an awesome cast of people. You want a good laugh, you will enjoy this movie. And like I said before, Gene Hackman started doing comedies later on in his career because he said he wanted a little bit more of a challenge. He found it more challenging to do comedies. And again, he's playing a coach, not for basketball, but for football. And I love this movie. It's Keanu Reeves plays the main guy. The quarterback, Shane Falco, which a name like that, you got to be in the pro sports for sure. A great cast of people, like I said, Gene Hackman, obviously, Brooke Langton, Orlando Jones, Faison Love, who. If you love the First Friday movie, he's awesome. And if you see him on Vlad TV there, giving his opinion on basically everything, he's always great. Michael Tafliferro, rest in peace to him. He was his buddy, Faison Love's buddy in the movie there. He was the guy in the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Remember that scene? You're going to eat your cornbread? No, man, you can't have my cornbread. You can't, yeah. And then he ends up beating the shit out of him. But he passed away a little while ago. But rest in peace to him. Ace Yon Min. I don't know if I said that name right. That guy can. I've never seen somebody eat that many eggs in that much of a sitting. And judging by the price of eggs today, it's it's going to be expensive. Troy Winbush, David Denman, who a lot of people would know as the boyfriend of I'm drawing a blank here. In The Office there, her original boyfriend. Pam. There you go. Thank you. There you go. Let's just say in this movie, he doesn't say much. Jon Favreau, of course. Michael Jace. I always fuck up this guy's name. You know what? I'm just going to spell it. His first name is Rhys. Last name Ifans. There you go. He's awesome. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great movie. And apparently I heard that they wanted to make a second one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this movie did. Let's check it out. But I liked it. I thought it was a good little funny movie. I mean, is it a classic comedy or whatever? You know, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But I thought it was funny. I would definitely still check it out. Okay, that's why. Budget was $50 million. Worldwide gross $50 million. Okay, so, well, yeah, what are you gonna do? But again, ladies and gentlemen, I would still check it out. I think it's funny. The one scene where they're all dancing in the jail there, I thought that was good. But not in the shower. I'm just well, you'll see. Yeah, it came out in 2000. The movie is called The Replacements. All right, check it out. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Don't worry. Just do what I say, not as I do. The Mexican. I never saw this one with Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. I think James Gandolfini was in it too. I didn't even know he was in this movie, so I don't know. Maybe did a quick cameo and all right. Heartbreakers. Not a bad comedy, not bad. I mean, yeah. Gene Hackman's character was a little nuts in this one. Yeah, he was a little nutty. I'm not gonna lie, a little. Not so much angry, but psychotic. But yeah, good little movie. Heist. Also, good movie. Again, probably a movie you've never even heard of. But it's a good little cast of people. A career jewel thief finds himself at tense odds with his longtime partner, a crime boss who sends his nephew to keep watch. Oh boy. This old tale. But it's a good little movie. I remember just renting it at a local store down my street. But again, it's got a good little cast of people. Gene Hackman, Rebecca Pidgeon, I think that's how you say it. Danny DeVito, Delroy Lindo, Sam Rockwell, Ricky Jay. Yeah, good little cast, guys. I would definitely check out this movie. You know, I call like these movies like a Sunday watch, and what I mean by that is like, listen, you got nothing else to do on Sunday, and I'm not saying like it's a bad movie. I'm just saying, you throw it in there, you have a good little time. That's it. Why not? But I would check it out. It came out in 2001. Heist. I believe the same year the movie came out with Robert De Niro, The Score. So there's a few good little heist movies in there. So check out both, actually. They're both pretty good. The Royal Tenenbaums. All right. So good little movie. All right. Wes Anderson. I believe at this point in 2025, I believe you've heard of at least one of his movies for sure. This was probably one of the first ones that kind of, I don't know, got more recognition, I think. That, I remember, was it Rushmore? I think came out a few years before that. I believe that's a really good one as well. Yeah, but good little cast of people. Yeah, not bad. The eccentric members of the dysfunctional family reluctantly gather under the same roof for various reasons. Oh, yeah. We all know how those family reunions end up. Holy shit. Gene Hackman, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelica Houston, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, who, again, I made a podcast. I said I hate Owen Wilson. But I will say this, and I will say this to the day I fucking die. It's not that I hate Owen Wilson. I just don't like the fact that, other than Bottle Rocket, he's played the same fucking role in every movie, even in this one. He's still kind of the same, wow, same fucking shit. Anyways, sorry. Bill Murray, Danny Glover, Seymour Cassell, Kumar Palana, Alec Baldwin. Like I said, good little cast of people, guys. I haven't seen this one in a while, but yeah. I don't think there's any chance of these guys ever getting along as a family. I don't know. I think at the end did it work out? I have no idea. I totally forgot. But the point is, the main thing I heard recently, they said that Gene Hackman kind of clashed a little bit with Wes Anderson, you know, and again, look, the old school actor with the new school director, it's, you know something's going to happen there. Okay, so, but, you know, they were able to pull through it, and, you know, I don't think they worked together again, though. I don't think it pulled through that well. But, again, you know, Gene Hackman was good in it, and he wanted to do more comedic roles, and there you go. So, good little movie. I mean, Wes Anderson, I don't think he's ever come up with a bad movie. I mean, it's basically like, I mean, which movie do you like more? I mean, I love Rushmore. I think Rushmore is a really good one. But, yeah, definitely check it out. Behind Enemy Lines. I didn't like this one. This is trying to be an action movie, and I don't know. Fuck it. Runaway Jury. Yeah, the last one had Owen Wilson in it too. I mean, that didn't help me anyway. Wow, where am I? Wow. Again, with Owen Wilson, I don't mean to harp on this. I'm just saying, watch Owen Wilson in Bottle Rocket, okay? You tell me he's not a great actor. And after that, you're like, holy shit, why hasn't he done more shit like this? He's doing the same fucking, you know, Lost Blonde in the Woods routine. Yeah, maybe I accidentally did an edible, and you know, now I gotta figure shit out in life and whatever. But you know, I just wish you would go back to that. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. Runaway Jury. I remember this one. This one was all right. A juror, a lawyer, and a mysterious woman stand in the way of a man trying to manipulate an explosive trial. Oh boy. Again, listen, the 90s, a little bit of the thousands were just packed with all these jury movies, you know, bribing and corruption and all this shit that just, it was just one after another. I lost track after a while. But John Cusack, who I've always loved, I mean, he was almost Bender in The Breakfast Club. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, he was almost Bender. But he's done a lot ever since then. Rachel Weisz, Gene Hackman, of course, Dustin Hoffman. So they get to finally team up and do a movie together. Hey, there you go. Saluta. Bruce Davidson, Bruce McGill, who I will always love for Animal House. Jeremy Piven. Listen, I know Jeremy Piven got a lot of shit, you know, for a little bit there, whatever. But all I will say is this: if they bring back Entourage, I'm right there. Okay, plain and simple. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, good little movie. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, I remember being an all right movie. It's got a 7.1 rating out of 10. It's not bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how do you end like a 4-decade career? Like, what? I mean, you think to yourself, okay, like I want to do one more movie just to say, hey, I've done everything. I've done action. I've done thrillers. I've done drama. I've done comedy. I think I'm going to end with one more comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Gene Hackman's last movie was Welcome to Mooseport. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, like, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. Sometimes you just look at a movie poster and you're like, this is going to be bad. Like, this will be bad. Like, there's nothing about this movie I'm going to like. Nothing. Like, it just we're gonna put the two actors together, which I don't even think they took the picture together. I mean, it doesn't look like it to me. I don't. I mean, they got the white background there. My God. 5.3 rating out of 10. That pretty much says it all. U.S. president who has retired after 2 terms in office returns to his hometown of Mooseport, Maine, and decides to run for mayor against another local candidate. A U.S. president that retired and goes to his hometown. which almost seems like a small town. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it's just me, but does that not remind you of the episode of The Simpsons where George Bush moves across the street from The Simpsons? And of course, there's problems. And of course, we all know that at the end, Homer Simpson is going to get along way better with Gerald Ford. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm Canadian, even I know that. But the point is, I remember watching the trailer or commercials for this movie, and it just looks fucking stupid. It looks bad. I mean, listen, I love Ray Romano. I think Everybody Loves Raymond is an excellent show. It's, the first few seasons of the show, it was basically, about him and about being a writer. But once season 3 and 4 hit, every show almost became like a little mini play, like them in the living room, dining room there, dealing with the parents across the street. The cast was excellent. It really, after that, it was a very rare, missed show, when it came to episodes. A lot of classic episodes there. My favorite one is the one with, I think it was called She's the One or She's Not the One where Robert goes out with a girl that eats the fly. It's fucking stupid, but it's so funny, that whole episode. But the point is, I will always love Ray Romano. But, I mean, I guess I think the show just ended and they wanted to, I guess this is his transition into movies, and holy shit. I think after this one he was in movie jail for a bit. I mean, he's done some good stuff afterwards. But, my God, I don't know. It just looks bad. I never even saw it. And I know it sounds like I saw it and I'm just, I've wasted 2 hours of my life, but I never actually saw this movie. It just looks that bad, and the rating doesn't help. And, it seems like it's got a decent cast of people too. I mean, obviously Gene Hackman, Ray Romano, Maura Tierney, who was great in The Affair. Although I will say The Affair had probably the worst ending to a TV series ever. That last episode was fucking bullshit. Fucking dancing on a cliff, my ass. Anyways, makes no sense what I just said unless you saw it, but if you did, you're welcome. Marcia Gay Harden, Christine Baranski, Fred Savage, Rip Torn, another fucking badass that we need in today's world so much. Rest in peace to that guy. June Squibb, Wayne Robson, John Rothman. So decent little cast, ladies and gentlemen. But it just looks bad, man. I mean, and this was Gene Hackman's last movie. All these great actors, they end their career on the worst fucking movies. I mean, you got Gene Hackman with Welcome to Mooseport. You got Sean Connery in A League of Extraordinary, shit. Jack Nicholson in some stupid movie he did with Owen Wilson. It just, again, another reason to hate Owen Wilson. The point is, I don't know why they always end their careers in such just horrible movies. I don't know why. I mean, and then after this, he's like, fuck this, I'm done. Like, and that's it. I mean, I don't know, they said he did a few voiceover things or whatever, but that's it, man. I mean, so. Well, let's remember the good things that Gene Hackman did. I mean, I like to think I recommended you a lot of great movies here. And, yeah, I mean, hopefully more news comes out about him and what happened to, him and his wife and dog. I mean, this is just, it really is just a crazy story. I mean, when I first heard it, I thought it was bullshit, but, yeah, so hopefully, I don't know, they find more information about that. But like I said, let's remember what Gene Hackman did for the movie industry. And in the end, I'll just say this about Gene Hackman. I said this before and I'll say it again. He was a very average looking dude. Like he wasn't that big of a guy. He wasn't, a slick dude. But he had the fucking cojones, man. He had the fucking balls. And at that time, especially during like the 70s, 80s, even the 90s, like we needed that like tough guy, and he didn't have necessarily look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or in some lesser cases, Steven Seagal. We just needed a guy who almost like represented the average Joe up there. Who was smart and could beat the shit out of someone and just stand up to somebody and just fucking yell in his face and just go, "Hey, man." Well, he didn't sound like a hippie, like, "Hey, man." He grew up around that time, but I mean, like, he was kind of like, he was just a tough motherfucker, man. And that's what made him so cool. That he picked these roles for the most part where, he was a powerful figure and he didn't take shit from anybody. He basically lived his movie career like he did his life, and vice versa. Exceptions, of course. I mean, I like to think Gene Hackman wouldn't actually want to kill Superman, but but he was a tough motherfucker. And that's what we need more than anything in this world, ladies and gentlemen, especially when it comes to the big screen. Like, we want to see that guy up there, representing for us, like the average Joe. And, he had a tough upbringing with his father leaving. And, he, instead of, acting out and, who knows, maybe doing a life of crime in real life and, doing a bunch of stupid shit, he channeled that rage into his acting. And he absolutely did a fantastic job. And that's what we need in this world today, ladies and gentlemen. An average Joe type who is just not willing to put up with any shit and has got fucking balls of steel and is not afraid to show it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Gene Hackman.
Hey, what are you up to?
Just, watching the game.
Nervous?
No, I'm good.
You're like a duck on a pond. On the surface, everything looks calm, but beneath the water, those little feet are just churning mile a minute. You'll be fine. You just have to find a way to lead your team, earn their respect.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Me? I'm just another duck on the pond.